Hi everyone. Welcome to day 4 of the 5-day Freedom Lifestyle Challenge. I'm Tegan Marshall and I'm just going to go over, just in case you're just joining us, what we've covered so far. So day 1, we've covered getting to know yourself and creating your ideal day, and we went over through the travel quiz as well. Day 2, we covered mindset, creating a mental reset routine for you to support you, and mapping out your first year on your vision board. And day 3, yesterday, was all about decluttering your expenses and mapping out your first year. So I'm curious as to whether anyone actually put on their expenses savings. Yeah, as an expense. Just something to think about. Anyway, so today we're jumping into making money so that you can enjoy the lifestyle that you want without jeopardizing your retirement. And it's about having fun now, but still planning for the future as well, because at our age, we need to do that. For those of you who don't know me, 5 years ago, my husband and I quit the normal life and bought a one-way ticket around the world. And for us, it's been the absolute best decision we've ever made. And it hasn't come without its ups and downs. But besides getting married, of course, it's been absolutely wonderful. No, that didn't say what. What I meant to say was it's the best decision ever, with the exception of getting married. I'm getting tongue-tied today. All right, so today I'm going to take you through the steps we took that set us up financially to get us through COVID and to recession-proof our income. So it is pretty kind of serious stuff, but I'll try and make it as fun and enjoyable as possible. Today, we're going to go through using our dream, plan and do methodology. This is part, again, of the planning part. And it's a really big portion, the whole expenses and income and getting all that right. It's a huge module. There are huge modules in the Courage to Travel course. And today I'm only able to give you a snippet, but I'm hoping I can give you enough that you'll at least take one thing away that you can implement in your business now, that'll get you one step closer to your freedom lifestyle. So just in case you're wondering, what do I know about business? I actually grew up on a farm in the middle of Australia in a place called Reeds Flat, and you get bonus points if anyone knows where that is. There I was conditioned to believe that you only achieve anything through hard work, and everything must be hard work. And I'm not saying all farms are like that, but that was the one I grew up on. Now at 14 I was an orphan, and I started my very first business on my own to put myself through school. The second business I started was when I was 17, and I had that for a few years. And then another one I started when I was in my 20s. And that one grew from basically zero to turning over more than $750,000 in less than 2 years. And then I sold that off. I did succeed through those, through hard work and determination, because that's all I knew. But over the last 10 years, and with the gift of the input of my husband and all the lessons that we've learned that you don't actually have to work hard necessarily to make things work. There are easier ways to make things work. And honestly, it's not supposed to be hard. And that took a little bit of learning, but I want to share with you what we've learned from that and how it can help you so you don't have to go through all the ups and downs that we did. Now, there is no one on their deathbed who said, I wish I'd worked harder, or I wish I'd spent more time at work. So, life is for living, not for working. Yes, you need to make a living, we need to, pay for things and have a retirement for when we can't work, or a backup plan in case something happens we can't work. But what if you don't get to retirement? Like, what if you've followed this traditional of society that says that you work hard all your life, and then when you get to retirement, only then do you get to chill out, relax and enjoy? What if you don't get to that? And this last couple of weeks I've had a wake-up call with that. It's like, what if something goes wrong and you don't, and you haven't lived your life? Now, I'm not saying that to scare you, but I kind of asking you to think about that. And that's what we started thinking about when we decided, what if there's a different way? What if we can do this differently, where we can live and enjoy now as well as planning for our future? And so, yeah, I don't want to be all morbid and stuff, but it's reality. And, you know, I just, yeah, so that's what we decided. That's what we researched and found ways to do. So let's get into that and to something a little bit more positive, shall we? Okay, so today I'm going to focus on those people who already have a business and how to create the business that suits your lifestyle, a lifestyle business per se. And you can still, some people think of a lifestyle business as just sitting on the beach all day doing nothing and just a bare minimum. You know, you can't make much from that. Well, you can still become a millionaire and a multi-millionaire doing a lifestyle business. It just depends on how you set it up and what you prioritize and how you do it. So for those of you who are looking at starting an online business, I'll provide in the downloads down below or above my 52 ways to make an income online. So I suggest having a look through that and seeing which ones of those appeal to you. And if you want to have a talk about it, I'm happy to help. Okay, so let's get into it. There's a lot to go through today. A successful business in our point of view, from what we've found, like that creates lifestyle and security, is a business that's simple, solves a problem, and is profitable. Okay, it's also a business that is streamlined. So it's really important, you know, to systemize in your business, to have checklists, to have procedures, to automate things. You know, there's so many things these days with technology that you can automate without losing that connection. In fact, most of them will enable you to connect more with your clients or potential clients. And there's so much that you can outsource. And yet what I've seen time and time again, and I was guilty of this, is trying to do it all myself. Okay? And you end up working a million hours and you're working on things that aren't your strength, that aren't your forte, that take you longer because it isn't your strength and your forte, instead of focusing on what you're good at and outsourcing the rest, or automating or outsourcing the rest. The other thing that's really helped us to be where we are today is recurring income. And a dear friend of ours, Troy Dean, you can look him up, as he says, recurring income or recurring revenue is the holy grail. And it is, because, you know, when you work for yourself as an entrepreneur in your own business, income fluctuates, okay? Unless you have recurring payments, then that creates this security where you know that your bills are paid each month. You know, you work and you build it up to a level that is at least covering your bills, and you get that, you know, you can breathe, you don't have to stress, you just have to look after the customers you've got, and then, you know, work on sort of growing those, and you've got less stress knowing that everything is covered. So yeah, recurring revenue, the holy grail. The other thing that we do too is we have multiple income streams. So don't put all your eggs in one basket. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through. Okay, so let's have a look at those things. So business, streamlining, recurring revenue, and multiple income streams. Those are the four things that we firmly believe created the lifestyle that we have and the security that we have as well. So let's look at the first one. Now, generally, majority of people that we're talking to already have businesses, but we have also worked a lot with startups, but let's just cover the basics. So it's got to be simple. The business needs to be simple. And what we recommend is one product. To start with one product, do it really well, and to really focus on that becoming your best-selling product before you then expand into other products. A lot of clients come to us and they have, you know, multiple products and they're stretched really thin and they're not living the lifestyle that they want. And we say, choose your best product, let's scale it. You know, let's look at how we can scale it. The other thing is that your business needs to solve a problem. And it's one thing to come up with an idea for a business, but unless the market wants it and is ready for it, then, and it solves a problem in the market, then it's probably not going to work. Okay, it's just a great idea of your own that you might sell to your family, and that's about it. So it needs to solve a problem. And often your other products will come from the customers that you have. So it's knowing your audience and understanding them and listening to them, and they'll tell you what they need. And your customers will come up with the best products that you've ever had. So the next thing in your business is it needs to be profitable. You really need to know your numbers. Far too often I've seen, and once again, I was guilty of this in the past as well, was that I was working 1,000,000 hours on the job and it wasn't really profitable. It was just paying for all the staff wages, it was paying for all the expenses, and it was, giving me a small wage. So really, I just replaced it with, it was really a job. Okay, so just be careful of that your business needs to be profitable. Okay, so that's the business part of it. Now let's have a look at the streamlining part of it, which I absolutely love. So systemizing. Systemizing, what is it that you do? Okay, so the more you can systemize in your business, the more you can cross-train, and the more you can hand something over to somebody else to do, and it's all written out how you actually do it. And it's not easy. You've got to kind of think about and take the time to actually think about what it is you do. How is it you do it that makes it unique? And there's some things in your business only you can do, and that's fine. But everything else, how do you do it? Write it down. How can you systemize that? And if you think of it really, like a pilot that's been flying for over 30 years, they still use a system to check everything, to make sure everything's working, and it makes life easier. You don't have to think about things so much, and you can get people to help you. So the second thing is in streamlining your business is automate. So these days you can automate emails, appointment making, accounting, invoicing, social media, project management. There's so much that you can automate, and there's, and some people in the beginning, the automation was very clunky and it was very kind of machine-like. These days, there's so many ways to personalize it so that it's really a great conversation with your potential customers. The other thing you need to do is to delegate or outsource. So if you work out what's your unique money-making skill and you focus on doing that, and then outsource or delegate everything else. So what is it that you don't like doing? What is it that you aren't really great at, or that takes you a lot longer than anyone else to do? What's the best use of your time? One of the great questions I ask people is, what's your hourly rate? And I'll tell you, it might be $70 an hour, it might be $150 an hour, it might be $250 an hour. I'm like, great, so that task that you're doing, how much could you, would it cost you to have someone else do that? And they're like, and if it costs less, then guess who should be doing it? Exactly. So let's see what else. So delegating and outsourcing. So we just there's so much you can delegate in your business, and sometimes you can delegate your marketing as well, which is what we actually help a lot of clients with. One of our clients that we've just finished a launch, and she literally was so busy. She was like, handed over the launch. She oversaw it, but we did it all. And she walked away with over $300,000 for that launch during COVID, okay? And that was on a very small percentage, only a 2% spend, and she only had to show up for one of those webinars. But in the meantime, she was working on looking after her clients and actually creating new products that actually serve her clients. So we handled all the launch side of it. So she delegated that out or outsourced that out. We're still in control of it, which is a really important point. But, she didn't have to do it all. And she made quite a handsome profit in that. So something to think about. And this is the thing too, don't let go of it completely. Okay, so don't delegate it and then not monitor it. It's so important to still manage it. You are in control of your business. It's your business. So it's important to set up steps and checking things off or some way of monitoring that person is actually doing what you want them to do and in the way that you do it, so that you're always in control. Okay, I'm trying to get through this quickly for you. And yes, it does take a little bit to set it up in the first place, so it may take a bit of extra work, but oh my goodness, it is so worth it. And by automating, systemizing, automating, delegating and outsourcing, that has enabled us to only be working, a few hours a day when we want to, and still having the time to actually go out there and enjoy the locations that we're actually in. Okay, in your playbook for today, you're going to find there's a list a page where you can list the tasks that you do regularly, and I want you to choose 5 that you can delegate or outsource potentially, and then choose 1 task to list out the process of how you do it, and then actually delegate it and how you're going to monitor that. So before we go, there's also the other 2 things is recurring revenue and multiple income streams. So recurring revenue is what creates your, security, knowing that your bills are paid. A way to do that is through like a monthly membership. There's a lot of different ways. I keep thinking of the Dollar Club, which is a shaving company that's thought outside the box and went, everyone needs to replace their shaver. A lot of people don't until it's really, well and truly way old. What can we do? I know, if we put our customers onto a recurring payment plan and then just automatically sent them their new shavers, voila, a business now that is huge. And now lots of other people have jumped on that bandwagon. So in your playbook, I've given you a brainstorming section that you can brainstorm some different ways that you can create like a recurring revenue in your business. And also with recurring revenue, you need to systemize it. So make sure that it's something that can be systemized, minimal input from you, can be automated, and everything else that we're talking about. And there's a section in your playbook to make, check off that it ticks all those boxes. The other way too is, of course, multiple income streams. So multiple income streams are what got us through COVID. It's really, really important. We learned this when we actually made the change to travel overseas. So 5.5 years ago, we actually, had all our eggs in one basket. And we learned very, very quickly when at one point we lost our biggest client that that's not a good thing to do. And that really got us into thinking about, hang on a minute, we never want to be in this situation again where we've lost our biggest client and we're scrambling to actually, create an income. And so what we then did is we were like, okay, let's fix that. Let's create one income stream first and scale it. And then let's work on the next income stream after we've done that. So we set out a plan to do that. And that's the thing, create one income stream, make sure it's set up, systemized, and scale it. Then look at the next one. It can be in the same industry. For example, we offer like customized websites. We then set up a DIY website platform, and now we have an all-encompassing third-party platform that does everything from memberships to e-commerce to to website, to emails, to the whole kit and caboodle. So those are 3 different income streams in one industry. But then you can also have, in different industries, you might actually choose to purchase a property and have income stream from that. So that's another type of income stream. Or you may choose to partner with someone in a business as a silent partner. We sometimes do that as well. So, as to partner in a business, and that's another income stream. And so, only diversify if it's simple, it solves a problem, it's profitable, and it's easy for you. Okay, so those are the things to think about. I've run through them really, really quickly, but I just wanted to get you as much information as possible because this is a really big kind of a section, both the expenses and the income, but it's so super important. So if you've got any question, pop them into the group. Happily there to help answer them. And of course, we go into this in a lot more detail in our Courage to Travel course, which at the moment, some of you have been asking, it is actually 50% off at the moment, from the Black Friday sales and all that sort of thing. So if you'd like to check it out, it's on the recap page, and it's also on our website under travel. So one quote before you go: never get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. So don't know who that was by. If you know, please let me know. Tomorrow we're going to be covering what to do with all your stuff, and some of the things that you need to just cover, like the tech side of things and preparation side of things that you may not think of before you actually, get up and go. So please share in the group any ahas that you've got, any questions that you have. We're here to help, and thanks so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.